So while they're taking a break inside the courtroom to bring the jurors out, what you've just seen is that the defense has rested its case. There are no more witnesses. All they did say provisionally, there's a possibility, they said, of a psychologist coming in, but they said essentially that they are resting at this point. Phil Spektor indicated that he is not going to testify. The defense said they were not going to call him, and he acquiesced in that decision by his defense lawyers on the record. Ben Pesta is our guest outside of that courthouse in L.A. Ben, while we're waiting for the jurors to come in, I guess first question to you is any surprise at all then that Phil Spektor decided and his lawyers decided not to put him on the stand?
No surprise at all, Jack. I don't think there's anyone in the legal community who expected Phil Spektor to testify in this case.
Now, the defense, just to explain for our viewers out there, the defense basically said, all right, we're resting kind of. And I guess it's the kind of, because we've seen that sort of back and forth here with both sides. What does it mean when the defense says, well, we're resting provisionally?
It means that the prosecution may decide to call rebuttal witnesses, and if they call rebuttal witnesses, the defense may wish to call surrebuttal witnesses. In a long trial like this, as we've seen, Judge Fiddler has allowed a lot of witnesses to be called out of order. The strict marching order of prosecution first, then defense, hasn't been observed because they want to get this trial over with. They want to get the witnesses in as and when they can.
Yeah, good point, especially one that's lasted this long. Ben, you're going to stay on with us. We're going to fit in a quick break here while they're waiting for the jurors to return to the courtroom. That's up to the jury. If, in fact, there's a conviction, what would the argument be, do you think, on behalf of Phil Spektor about allowing this fifth witness to testify here to essentially wrap up the prosecution's case for them?
The appellate argument would be that allowing 5 prior bad acts witnesses constitutes an abuse of discretion, that it allows the jury to draw the inference that he acted in a certain way on a prior occasion, ergo, it's much more likely that he committed this crime, ergo, he should be convicted. The illegitimate inference, of course, is simply that he's a bad guy, so he probably did this one.
And as you said, it's usually characterized not by the prosecution but by the defense when they're arguing against it as bad guy evidence. And the prosecution says, no, we're creating a pattern here that these jurors are entitled to see. But as Ben says, oftentimes it's a significant appellate issue in cases where that has been introduced and the defendant has been convicted. So it's a chance to bring Ben Pesta into our conversation. Ben, I think this objection here illustrates the difficult line, I think, that the judge is trying to adhere to here in giving both sides a full and fair opportunity, but trying to decide, okay, when does it go beyond? And I guess my question to you is asking about Phil Spektor's awards, does that sound to you that that's beyond what's appropriate, or is it something where you might say, if you were the judge, okay, I don't know how relevant it is, but let's go ahead and ask it?
Well, it may be the latter, Jack, and of course that's what the sidebar conference is about. Roger Rosen is prepared to give what they call an offer of proof. The judge is going to ask him, Mr. Rosen, where are you going with this? And that's his chance to say outside the jury's hearing, Your Honor, I'm asking these questions to show, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The judge has been very, very tolerant in the past of sort of long, meandering examination questions on the part of the prosecution, and he's going to have to give Rosen a little latitude here.
Yeah, we've seen some sort of extensive questioning, cross-examination, redirect, recross throughout the entire trial. I think the judge, as you said, Ben, has given everybody an opportunity to talk, ask questions, and get answers.